Good morning. My name is John Chin. I'm a user experience manager at Verizon Wireless. None of my comments are my own, but they don't reflect the point of view of Verizon Wireless. So today, I'm going to talk to you about something that happened a long time ago when I was a graduate student, over 20 years ago. I did research on the menu metaphor, the restaurant menu metaphor, and how it compared to computers and computer menus. And I'll talk a little bit about that. Right here, we looked at how similar they were. It was a vehicle to help people understand how to interact with the computer. You knew how to order things from the restaurant menu. Now you know how to select items on a computer menu. So we did some analyzing and great data collection. I went to many, many restaurants, 56 menus collected in all, and analyzed the breadth and depth of those menus compared to computer menus, in which was quite interesting for the results, because there were 3 times more items in those complex computer applications like Lotus Notes or Lotus 123 or WordPerfect, etc. And there were many fewer pages on a restaurant menu. They were much broader and wider. And when you look at smartphones, there's a tiny little apps like Angry Birds, games that have very few menu items, and they're not as complex as your restaurant menu, and only twice as many number of pages if you count them. And what we've arrived as WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. On the web, you could download a PDF file of the menu that you could get printed out in the takeout menu in the restaurant itself. So we've gone full circle. The problem here is how to interpret, how to take that customized order. No pickles or lettuce or mushrooms, whatever. You need a person, an intelligent agent, and that's something that was missing. And currently now, that's something we're working on. We see intelligent agents in all kinds of things trying to be developed in things like the Apple iPhone and Siri. So what do we do with that? Does that really inside of a restaurant? No, I don't think we've seen any waiters that have been deposed by Siri yet. But perhaps in the future that might happen. But what do we see in restaurants these days, like this frozen yogurt restaurant? You see monitors everywhere telling you the food content, the labeling, and how many calories, God forbid, is in frozen yogurt. And the tablets also appear in restaurants, as you see in this picture. But guess what? A company now presents to you the ability to order menu items in a restaurant on a computer menu. We've come truly full circle. We have now arrived. We can do what we thought you couldn't do before. Order that menu right there on your iPad. But is that really realistic? I don't know. It's something to consider. We're catching up with ourselves. We can actually do this. But know that this menu metaphor is, in fact, useful. It's not just for the food and dining pleasures on the bottom here of usage. It's way up there with Angry Birds and games, too. They have menus, too. So this crutch of how to use menus and selecting is still relevant today. So what do we say about the future? Well, the future really rides on all these mega trends, things that are happening now. We've seen room-sized computers now, pale in comparison to something you hold in your hand, in the palm of your hand, a smartphone that is much more powerful. And all that power, we can do things like Siri, but maybe much more in the future. Maybe 3D, virtual worlds, who knows? Touch screens, that's really enabled things. Now 3D TV, what next? A cyber world, a virtual world. What do you see? I don't know. That's the question. What do you think is going to happen? Can it outdo this formal foe of hundreds of years print on paper, an actual paper menu? I think that's going to be awfully tough because batteries are not required. So the one thing here is, can we reproduce the real life experience in context, seamlessly, in the virtual world, and produce something that's like the real world, in meeting, in the restaurant, in person. If you can actually produce food that you could taste, I think maybe we can. But for now, I don't think that's going to happen all too soon. But we can always strive to meet in person like we are today. Thank you.